Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at 10 photos that should not exist. Millions of photographs are taken every day. Some are annoying, like those ones of the same coffee we all drink every day, or endless photos of your kids. But sometimes creepy photos are taken which we all wish just didn't exist. Before you get too scared, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell too. Coming in at number 10, we have Creature in the Asylum. Have you ever seen one of those exploring an abandoned asylum videos before? Well, back in 2009, 3 teenagers went to do this at an old asylum in Washington. They wandered around snapping photos and being very creeped out by the old rooms and graffiti everywhere. Just before they left, one of the friends took an image standing on some stairs that led down from the upper floor. He was trying to take a final snap of his 2 other friends leaving, and that's what he did. But that's not the only thing the image picked up. When he later loaded the images onto his computer at home, he was terrified when he looked at the top left corner. As you can see, someone or something is up there. It's not one of his friends, as they all confirmed later it was just 3 of them there. Some say this is a creature that inhabits the abandoned asylum, while others say it's a former patient who couldn't bear to live in the outside world. One thing's for sure, this image is seriously creepy and should not exist. Next up is Volcano Island. No, this isn't some kind of creepy cult or masked gang. This is actually just a regular friendly community just like yours or mine. The only difference is with these guys is where they live. This image was taken on an island which has an active volcano on it. It's not always spewing lava, but sometimes it does, and then citizens have to take shelter. One thing the volcano often does do, however, is emit a dangerous amount of smoke. This caused many residents on the island to develop health problems and sometimes even pass away. So to solve this, they all began wearing gas masks while outdoors. The island is called Izu Island and it's part of Japan. For some reason, when it became apparent the volcanoes here were a big problem, people didn't want to move away. And even today, if you go to the island, everyone will look like they're in Britain during World War II. Think your childhood was tough? These kids seem to be living in a real-life horror movie. Next up is Teletubbies. When we think of the Teletubbies, we probably have fond memories. And it might even create some nostalgia for any 90s kids who used to spend their whole lives watching that show. But prepare to have your childhood ruined with this photo. This image was apparently taken at a hospital in Britain. Little is known about it, but it's from the dark web, which is never a good start. Some say the image was of a sick child and the men dressed as Teletubbies were criminals known for entering children's hospital wards. They're very poorly dressed and just look plain creepy. And the boy doesn't look happy to see them at all. In fact, he looks very uncomfortable, as if being sick wasn't bad enough. Some stories even claim the photographer didn't see the Teletubbies when this image was taken, however nothing is 100% certain. This image is not only creepy but mysterious and unexplained too. But one thing I think we can all agree on is it should definitely not exist. Next up is Helicopter Pilot. You likely don't go in helicopters every day. That is why a 66-year-old from Florida named Linda took a photo of herself in a helicopter when she was being shown around. She didn't go in the helicopter, but instead passed one while walking to her plane at an airport and took a snap. However, once she got the image developed, she noticed something odd. She saw what was clearly a man who could have been a pilot thanks to the white shirt. She asked her husband if he remembered, but he said nobody else was next to her. The next time she went on vacation, she took the image along to show the airport workers just out of interest. But when she did, they were all stunned and speechless. That is because 1 week before the image was taken, the pilot had passed away from a non-helicopter related event. The ghostly figure looked exactly like him too, and this has gone on to be one of the most convincing ghost photos ever taken. Next up we have Car Cult. Remember when I said those gas mask island people could be mistaken for a cult? Well, here's one image of a real life cult. One man was walking in rural Scotland one day when he saw a group of men in a field. He wasn't sure what was going on, so he got a little closer. He then saw the confusing and creepy sight of robed men surrounding a car doing a ritual. He quickly took a snap to show his wife and then got out of there. The men look like they're worshipping a car, and some claim they're worshipping a car of a man whose life they took. This is obviously very mysterious and unexplained, but it is a creepy image of something you're not supposed to see. I'm just glad the photographer made it out alive. Is anyone else getting reminders of Hot Fuzz thanks to this image? Next up is Crawler. As I said before, one type of photo which can get annoying is baby photos. We all know that one person who just uploads thousands of images of their baby to Facebook, and if you don't know anyone who does that, then it's probably you. But anyway, one day in 1992, a mom took a photo of their baby girl playing. It was near Christmas, so she took the image to send to her husband who was in the army. However, after getting the image developed, she saw something haunting. Literally. On the floor appeared to be a ghost crawling around. We all know about crawler zombies, but I guess crawler ghosts exist too. Some skeptics say this is just a long exposure of the baby crawling around, but that body is clearly far bigger than the baby's, and also it seems to be a man. Suffice to say, the mom did not send this to her army husband, as it's probably scarier than the front line. Instead, she sent it to her local newspaper, which caused a few ghost experts to come and check it out. However, no one was ever able to crack the case. Next up is dolls. Bar owners have something of a creepy reputation, just look at Mo Sislak. But one man learned his local barkeep was very odd the hard way. The man would often drink at a bar near to his home in Phoenix, Arizona. One day he decided to wander down to the basement when the bar owner wasn't looking. But when he got down there, he found 12 dolls, a metal cup and plate, and hundreds of coins. The dolls appeared to be doing some sort of ritual, which we can only assume the bar owner set up or was involved in. Suffice to say, he got out of the bar quickly and never came back. But thanks to this, we never got to find out what on earth the barman was doing with all those dolls. But whatever it was, perhaps it's best we don't know, as it could just make this photo even more terrifying. Next up is Creeper. Do you ever get the feeling you're being watched? Maybe it's out of your window, or even behind you. Be honest, how many of you checked? But anyway, one girl in Utah had a very scary Creeper experience. She was home alone for the night as her parents were out of town. It was snowing all night, but other than that, it was just like any other night. However, in the morning, she awoke to find something very scary where her bedroom door is. There were footsteps of somebody who obviously walked up to the house and watched her sleep. You can see the trail walking up to and then away from the window. The girl was totally alone in the woods, so who knows what this creeper could have done. Thankfully, they didn't do anything and she was fine, but she did buy some curtains the next day after having some weirdo stare at her sleeping all night. Next up is Ice Girl. This photo was taken in 2009 at an ice rink in Manila, Philippines. 4 friends went to an ice rink and had some fun skating around. It was a pretty nice normal time, so one of them decided to take a photo of the other 3 friends. It wasn't until 6 hours later after she posted the image to her Facebook profile that her Facebook friends began commenting saying, "Who's that creepy girl in the back?" The truth was, the girl had no idea who she was. She called her other friends who were there at the time, but they all said it was just them there. The girl looks very odd and appears to have the eyes of somebody who's just passed away. Is this girl a ghost? Many people online think so, but what do you think? Manila does have a reputation for ghosts appearing in photos, so you never know, maybe this is the ice rink ghost girl of Manila. Or perhaps this is just one really odd looking left out friend that nobody remembers. Next up is Ghost Dog. From this video, it's clear that sometimes ghosts, or at least what appear to be ghosts, are caught on camera. From pilots to creepy crawling things, ghosts always seem to be people, but not in what's known as the most haunted city in America, Savannah, Georgia. In Savannah is a place called the Bonaventure Cemetery. At night, this cemetery used to be guarded by a pack of canine dogs. However, that was years ago, and the dogs have since passed. But today, people still say they feel like they're being watched when visiting the graveyard, and hundreds of sightings of ghostly dogs are reported each year. One man even took this scary image of a transparent dog at the graveyard that he claims is a ghost. The dog is clearly see-through and even has ominous glowing eyes. Do you believe in ghosts, or even ghost dogs? Many people who didn't believe in ghosts leave the cemetery as believers, thanks to the ghostly sightings of dogs. Could there be another explanation for all these feelings, sightings, and images? Perhaps, but honestly, I'm struggling to think of any. Check out the poll in the top right corner to vote for the creepiest image on this list. And guys, on a lighter note, be sure to check out my second channel, The Crafty. There's amazing life hacks, DIYs, and crafts on there, so head over there and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching. Check out some more videos on screen right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.